If you're looking to try and find problems or bottlenecks within your business, one of the easiest ways that you can do this and define this is by turning on paid advertising. Paid advertising is uniform, it's constant. All that you'll ever get with paid ads and it is increased exposure. You'll get more views and more people coming towards your brand. We have people like Apple, for example, who spend billions on their paid advertising. They wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't a profitable model, which means that they have a back-end setup which is efficient without any major problems that allows them to profit on these ads. If you were to spend, for example, £1 million on advertising, are you going to be able to get 2, 3, 4 million pounds in return from that? If the answer is no, then it doesn't mean that advertising doesn't work. It just means that you have a problem with your back-end model. Because like I said, advertising is constant, it's uniform. You can't determine that ads don't work. It can only drive exposure towards what you're doing. And if you don't have a way to properly capture that attention and exposure and all that engagement and make the best use of it to generate a profit, then there's a problem with the model. Your business model is the part that's inefficient. And this might be a sad truth to hear, but unfortunately it is simply the reality, because you can get someone like me, someone like a bigger company that'll spend money on advertising. We will actually generate a profit from it. But if you find that for all of the new leads that you bring in, for all the money that you spend that you're not getting in return, then you're simple. The truth of the matter is that you're not putting in place the right processes and the right systems to take advantage of that spend and the output that it generates, which is increased views. So I want to have a quick chat today about specifically how you can address this. The main things that you're going to want to keep an eye on when it comes to making the best use of your spend, and how you can actually get this working for yourself as well. So whenever I say that paid ads will expose the problems in your business, what do I actually mean by this? Let's say you're a mortgage broker who's watching this, you run a service-based business, and as it stands, the majority of your clients are over the phone. They're referrals who have come from existing clients, past clients, and those past clients have been friends, family members, friends of friends, so on and so forth, that you've obviously had a good connection with and had a good level of trust with already. Let's say you get a random lead. You don't know them, they don't trust you, they don't necessarily like you just yet, but they have a problem. They're problem aware, they're just not solution aware. And that person sees your brand. Straight away, how are you actually going to convert that person into business? Number one, you need to get them to like, know, and trust you. If you don't have a way to get people to like, know, and trust you upon seeing your brand, then that's an inefficiency in and of itself. If you're watching this, maybe your only way as it stands to build that like, know, and trust factor is over the phone with these people. So straight away again, let's say, for example, you don't have your own personal brand to develop that like, know, and trust factor. Let's take it from just being on the phone. You'll still need a way to get that person on the phone with you in the first place. So if you don't have an effective, for example, maybe a lead magnet, a form to actually capture that person's information, a way to take advantage of that information and actually get in touch with them, be it through conversational AI for quick follow-ups, be it through having maybe a setter or a way to actually call them yourself and get in touch with them shortly after they enter your funnel, then that in itself is an inefficiency. The truth is, like, referrals will be good for this. They'll answer the phone straight away, but you can't always build your business on referrals. And when it comes to advertising, you can't advertise to referral clients. It's not a thing. These are going to be colder leads coming through. You need to find a way to take advantage of them. So that's problem number one. By investing in advertising, you're going to generate views. You're going to generate more attention. But how are you actually going to take advantage of that? Do you have a way to make sure that people consider you to be reputable, to be trustworthy, to be good at what you do, and actually speak to their specific problems and provide them a solution? Because if not, those views are going to go to waste. Getting someone's attention is simply step one. In terms of actually getting their information so that you can get in touch with them, that's going to be step two. And having some form of funnel, lead form, lead magnet in some way, shape, or form is going to be the solution to that. For me and for all my clients, and I'll throw this up on the screen now, we'll use funnels, so to speak. I don't particularly like the word funnels, but we use it to capture information. Then what we're saying is, hey, are you this person who struggles with this problem? If so, tick this box and we will give you a call. And that's how we're taking advantage of that. If as it stands, let's go back to the same example, you're dealing with referrals and you have a prospective client and they know, for example, your cousin, it's a friend of your cousin. Your cousin says, oh yeah, John's the man. He'll get back to you, but he's kind of busy this week, so let's call it Friday. That referral client is going to go, okay, cool. Well, yeah, John, you're the man. I'll give you till Friday. That's fine. But whenever you go out into the world, do you think Do you think a prospective client that doesn't already have a relationship with someone that's close to you and already trusts you is going to just hang around until the end of the week to hear back from you? No, they're not. So you need to actually make sure that you have the right systems in place to get in touch with that person and get their information, get them on a call too. Now, when you manage to get in touch with them, you still need to actually secure business from them. And this is where the sales process comes in. And I want to go ahead and say that this is going to be the most difficult part of the process. Generating leads is easy. Maybe I'm biased because I've been doing it for a while, but when it comes to actually converting those guys, that's where the real difficult part comes in. But there's nothing to say that with practice and with time that you can't simply get better at this. It doesn't have to be difficult forever. But a very important thing that I want to point out to you at this stage is that leads coming from paid ads aren't necessarily going to be, once again, the same as your referral leads. For every single referral that you ever spoke with, they've already decided to buy. They have decided to buy before they got in touch with you. And that is what I would call a lay down sale. You don't even need to make the sale. All that you need to do is show up and not fuck up. And that's it. That's literally all you have to do. If you can say, listen, yeah, you've already decided that you're going to do this, I can do it for you, and here's the price, and they think the price is okay, then that's a lay down sale, in my eyes. For people who are coming from paid advertising, these guys might not even have decided to buy yet. They might not even know that this is the solution that they want. So what you're going to need to do is clearly define where they actually stand. And what I mean by that is their intent level. How far away is this person from making a decision? Do I need to have some form of nurturing process to actually engage with this person over the next 3 to 6 months to help them make a decision? Now let's assume, for example, that they have already come to the conclusion that they're going to be going ahead with the service. You still need to clearly flesh out exactly how it is that you're going to help and why you're the person that they should be working with. So this is understanding their current situation, understanding why they're even wanting to make this decision in the first place and go ahead with the process. What happens if they don't do it? What's the tangible outcome of doing it? And really clearly defining the 2 stages of the process, current situation and desired situation, and specifically how your solution is actually going to be the right thing for them to help bridge that gap. And that's not necessarily something that's easy to do if you're used to dealing with, like I say, the referral leads. So without having the experience, without having something in place, then once again, that paid advertising spend will be going to waste. So you can see, having discussed all of that, there are a couple of different components to it. Paid ads are uniform. All it can do is generate exposure for yourself. But if you don't have a way to take advantage of that, then straight away, spending on those paid ads will expose the problems in your business. It's going to be easy. I know there are going to be people watching this, and maybe you, even if you don't fall into this bracket, there's probably a part of you that says, oh, but that's so difficult. Like, why can't it just be the paid ads' fault? And just try and point the finger. Like, let's say it is. How does that benefit you in any way? Oh, it doesn't work. I've just spent $1,000 and it doesn't work. So I've wasted $1,000 and now there's no possible route for me to go ahead and make this work. It doesn't benefit you in the slightest. Like, if you want the medal for the most hard done by broker from an advertising perspective, then you can have it. Well done. But it still doesn't mean that you've won in business. So it's a case of just getting your bootstraps on and getting on with it, despite the fact that it's difficult. If you want my solution to all of this, by the way, and this is a shameless pitch at this stage, I already have a proven model for it. If you want to click on the first link in the description, there is a link and a page to potentially work out with me, but I will try and sell you on it, so don't click on it if you don't want to. And in the second link, you can get access to the CRM and the systems that I've been using to do this, and that's completely for free. So I appreciate you tuning in. Good to see you again, and I hope that I will be able to see you in the next one as well. Take care.